A neighborhood does not need your bank statement to become a scoreboard. Sometimes a driveway is enough. Years from now, you are standing inside the open gate of a house you once would have slowed down to look at. A man from 2 houses down walks over, smiles, and offers his hand. You hesitate, not because he has done anything wrong. That is the problem. You cannot tell whether he is meeting you, your house, your car, your reputation, or some mixture of all 4. Here is why that question is not completely imaginary. In 2011, economists studied the Dutch postcode lottery. Some households randomly won cash or a BMW. The neighbors next door did not. Yet, among people who had not entered the lottery, those living next door to winners showed significantly higher car consumption than comparable non-participants elsewhere. Your neighbor gets richer, your income does not move, and somehow the driveway next door changes. Now go back to your first house. After a storm, one fence panel leans into the yard. Chris from next door appears with a cordless drill. Before you find the right screws, you hold the panel straight. He fixes it. A week later, you return the drill with your paint on the handle. He looks at it, looks at you, and laughs. That is the whole transaction. At this stage, neither of you has much to measure. You know his old truck. He knows your roof leaks near the back room. You know what he grills on Sundays. He knows which light in your kitchen flickers. The neighborhood sees your life because your life is physically close. Then your number starts moving, not overnight. The first decision is boring. A better paying role opens, and you take it. For the next couple of years, almost none of the progress is visible from the street. The extra money disappears into savings, old bills, repairs, and the emergencies that no longer become disasters. That last part matters, because progress does not always look like getting something. Sometimes it looks like the refrigerator breaking and the rest of the month continuing anyway. Then the changes become visible. The car gets replaced before it dies, instead of 3 months after it should have died. New windows. A contractor in front of the house for 3 days. A driveway that looks a little cleaner. A car that no longer makes a noise when you turn left. You tell yourself none of this matters socially. It is just what progress looks like when progress finally reaches the outside of the house. But people are very good at reading the outside. That lottery study matters because the neighbor did not receive the prize. The financial shock happened somewhere else, yet the consumption pattern next door moved. A visible change in somebody else's life can change the reference point in yours, and that becomes clearer when you move. The next house is genuinely better. More space, better schools, a garage that fits 2 cars without turning parking into a puzzle. You can close a door and not hear every room in the house. This is not a loss. It is one of the reasons you worked. But the move changes something you did not put on the spreadsheet. It changes your pond. Economist Erzo Lutmer matched people's reported well-being with local earnings data. Controlling for a person's own income, higher earnings around them were associated with lower self-reported happiness. Not because a neighbor's paycheck reaches into your account, because your account is not the only number in the room. You notice this in small ways. At the old house, the newer car made you feel ahead. Here, it is the oldest car on your side of the street. At the old house, the kitchen renovation felt expensive. Here, the neighbor across from you is removing a kitchen that looks newer than the one you just installed. Nothing happened to your income that morning. Nothing happened to your balance. Your rank changed anyway. And then comes the low point. One night, you are standing in the garage looking at a car you do not need to replace. There is nothing wrong with it, but 3 houses nearby have changed cars in the last year, and for the first time, yours looks old to you. You catch yourself pricing the upgrade, then you close it. For years, you thought more money would end this feeling. Instead, you moved the starting line. For the first time, you wonder if you were wrong about what enough was supposed to feel like. That same week, Chris calls. He never left the old street. His old truck finally needs a transmission. He says he may wait a month and borrow his wife's car, then jokes that the truck will probably outlive both of you. You realize the same repair would not scare you anymore. That matters. The climb solved problems that used to control your week. It just did not solve comparison. This is the point where getting richer can feel strangely unlike getting rich. You have more control than you used to. You can fix the roof without moving money between accounts. You can take a trip without spending the next 6 months repairing the decision. You can help your parents with something and not turn it into your own emergency. Those are real gains. But the reference group keeps moving. A 2022 study published in Nature used friendship network data from 70.3 million Facebook users in the United States, ages 25 to 44. The researchers used those networks as a proxy for real-world friendships. They found that about half of the social disconnection between people with lower and higher socioeconomic status was explained by differences in exposure to people with higher socioeconomic status. The other half was explained by what researchers call friending bias. Even when people enter the same groups, friendships do not form evenly across economic lines. And in their data, that bias was especially high in neighborhoods. This is where the climb stops being mainly about what money buys. It becomes about what money makes visible. Think about what that means for your life. When you change neighborhoods, you are not just buying square footage. You are changing who is nearby, who is normal, who is impressive, who is ordinary, and who you have repeated chances to know. The scoreboard does not merely update. Sometimes you walk into a different stadium. A few years later, Chris comes over. He parks the same truck he has somehow kept alive. He walks past your newer car without inspecting it. He notices the gate motor is making a bad sound and asks if you still over-tighten every screw you touch. For 10 minutes, you are back beside that crooked fence. Then he leaves. And you realize something uncomfortable. The relief was not that Chris wanted nothing from you. The relief was that you never had to ask yourself what he wanted. That question becomes harder in the next neighborhood. By now, the house is not simply nicer, it is private. The landscaping hides more than it reveals. People do not wander across the yard because wandering across the yard would be strange here. Introductions are intentional. That is when the man at the gate appears. He smiles, he offers his hand. He says he has seen you around and figured it was time to introduce himself. Perfectly normal. You look at his hand for half a second too long. Why now? The research cannot answer that for him. It should not. But it can explain why the question enters your head. In a field experiment, researchers worked with a bank that offered high-income customers a platinum credit card. They compared the platinum card with a plain card carrying identical benefits. Demand for the platinum card was still higher, and transaction data showed that the platinum card was used more often in social settings. Same functional benefits, different visible signal. That does not make a car, a house, or a credit card fake. It means some objects do a second job after the practical job is finished. They tell other people something, and once your life contains more of those objects, you cannot completely control what story other people read from them. You shake the neighbor's hand. Nothing bad happens. He does not pitch you an investment. He does not ask for a favor. He does not reveal himself as a villain. That would make the story easier. Instead, you talk for 5 minutes, schools, traffic, a contractor both of you know. Then he goes home, and you are left with the harder problem. You still do not know why now. Maybe there is no hidden reason. Maybe the gate opened at the right time. Maybe he finally saw you outside. Maybe wealth had nothing to do with it. But you notice the possibility because your financial life has become legible from the street. That is what keeping score actually means here, not secret spreadsheets. Reference, points, visible signals, the people available to compare yourself with, the people available to compare themselves with you, and the groups you enter as your life changes. The wealthier version of you has more space, more privacy, more control, more choice. It also lives inside a denser field of signals. The danger is not that every friendship becomes transactional. The danger is that you can start treating every friendship as if it might be. That night, Chris sends you a picture. The old fence panel is leaning again. Same section. Under the photo, he writes, "Your repair finally expired." You laugh before you even think about it. The next Saturday, you drive over with a drill, not because the old neighborhood was morally better, not because the new one is empty, not because money ruined anything. You go because that relationship was built before either of you needed to interpret the symbols. And while you are holding the fence straight, the strange shape of the whole climb becomes obvious. At the beginning, you wanted enough money that other people's numbers could not hurt you. Then you got enough money that your own numbers started changing what other people could see. Then you moved into rooms where your old definition of rich became ordinary. The number kept rising, the comparison kept resetting. That is the part nobody puts on the mortgage calculator. Your number did not just change what you could buy, it changed the room in which everyone was comparing themselves. And maybe that is the final rule. The scoreboard was never created the day you got rich. It was already there. You changed position, then you changed scoreboards.